Before I start off on things, I should let people know that, yes, I do run the poetry open mic at Gallery Cabaret, the Cafe Gallery. It has been around as an open mic since December '96, and now it's at Gallery Cabaret. It's on every other Wednesday. If you want to know anything about it, you can go to www.chaoticarts.org/dogcafe, because there's schedules and stuff. And in fact, the next one is next Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, which is, you know, a really popular day, so I figured I'm going to take that one for a feature thing. So I'm doing a feature next Wednesday at Gallery Cabaret from 7 till 9 p.m. is when the open mic is. And for those who do not know, I have been writing a poem for every element in the periodic table. The periodic table of poetry, and the only place I would read them is if I'm doing features. So, yeah, I've got a spot and I'm going to read some. So I was going to read a few poems from the periodic table of poetry, all sorts of different themes in each different piece. I'm not even going to tell you their titles, I'm just going to say their number. And by the way, the music in the background, which is played from this, which I'll tell you when you start, is from the man of South Africa, Francois Leroux. It is hotel music that he just did in 2011. So hope that's nice, good background music. And this first piece actually is number 29. The metallic taste in your mouth isn't just copper. I know you think you know the taste, but look at coin, since the US coins are usually 3/4 that element. But the taste you get is usually from your blood. Metal elements like copper, iron, those are the elements coursing through your bloodstream. They usually give you that copper taste in your mouth. Know the difference. It's funny that we think copper, since it's the base of the Copper Age, where it existed over 10,000 years ago in the Middle East, and Asia, and Africa. And the element is so commonly used on Earth, used in concrete, conducting both heat and electricity. Do you feel that heat after that electric charge? Do you feel that in the construct of your body? With that copper taste in your mouth now? I mean, copper is a trace element in plants and animals, and the human body even contains 1 milligram of copper per pound. But you know, the thing is, what's really funny is that the copper-jacketed bullet was not invented until Lieutenant Colonel Edward Rubin of the Swiss Army used it in 1862. And the first Google search for copper-jacketed bullets actually got a link to making your own copper-jacketed bullets. It's because, you see, even though there is copper in blood, I made my own copper-jacketed bullets, so nobody could trace the bullet that I shot through your mouth that is now lodged precariously close to the base of your skull. Actually, it's really funny, if you think about it, tasting copper in your mouth. Different themes. This one is number 15. I didn't know how much I needed you. I didn't know how essential you were to me. I didn't know how my creation depended on you. Even though I barely see you, even though I got rid of you whenever I could, even though you were barely there, you were there, just enough. Like a Venus, I only saw you from afar, like what is in DNA, RNA, ATP. You are like me all the way down to my cell membranes. When I think of you, when your phosphorescence illuminates me, then I realize your true power. Then I realize you're the light bearer. Then I realize you're my morning star. Though you seem toxic, though you seem explosive, that's apparently the spark that gets me going. So remember that you give the earth life. So remember that you can always light my fire. So remember that since you have that charge, you can also help us destroy ourselves. This one is number 11. Time to get technical. It's funny that something so common on this earth, the sixth most abundant element that's even found in ocean water, that it's something so common it was actually used as currency to give to ancient Roman soldiers in addition to their wages. The English word for it came from salary, derived from salarium for the wafers for payment. In medieval times, sodanum was used to relieve headaches, and the elephant name came from the Arabic suda for headaches. It is in the soaps we make, and we add it to the food that we eat. It has been used in making and bleaching paper, it's in water softeners, it's in industrial cleaners, and as a tissue dissolving agent. It's funny how we have it in kosher, iodized, and rock forms in our kitchen. So I guess it's fitting that this silver, white, abundant element has been used in so many ways. In us animals, sodium was even needed for nerve impulses generated in our cell membranes. So yeah, it makes sense that when something's so needed and so abundant, we'd use it in so many compounds, as many as we possibly can, to make our lives better. You're giving a science lesson at the same time. I was trying to make this one more interesting. This is number 36. So, riddle me this, Batman. Wait a minute, that's the wrong superhero reference. Let me start over again. Hi there. I've been trying to wrap my head around this one. Maybe you can help me out. Now, I don't know much about superhero mythology, but Superman, he's from the planet Krypton, right? And, well, kryptonite. You know, we would assume, what I would infer, Krypton would have a lot of kryptonite. Kryptonite comes from Krypton, right? So if Superman is from Krypton, why would kryptonite be his weakness? I mean, that's like saying that we're here on the planet Earth and we have an adverse reaction to Earth. You know, the dirt that we walk on. I just don't get it. Okay. Maybe kryptonite is the ore form of a radioactive element from Superman's home, but really, if they're going to name a bad for residence thing a version of the planet's name, it really makes you wonder. And when it comes to this planet, Krypton is colorless, odorless, tasteless, and our own air, the stuff that we breathe, even contains fractional amounts of krypton. And if on Superman's home, the planet Kryptonite was actually a radioactive ore, I guess it makes sense that here on Earth, krypton is used for fluorescent lamps and high-powered gas lasers. But the one thing I thought was cool was that krypton is also used in small photograph flashes and in high-speed photography. You know, for that brilliant, bright white light source. Good for this photo miner who actually had her license plate of her first car as J Photo 1. I also thought it was excellent cool that the different colors in neon signs are often all krypton as well. So whether or not krypton is where Superman came from, all I can say is that krypton has a certain brilliance right here on Earth, too. I'm cramming my lessons in with the poetry. This one is number 46. Have you ever been to the Palladium? He asked me. So I asked, the one in New York? No. Oh, the Hollywood Palladium? Because the thing is, after the success of the Hollywood Palladium, New York converted the Academy of Music to the Palladium in '76. And there are Palladium theaters in San Antonio, St. Petersburg, Detroit, High Point, even Worcester. But sorry, I haven't been. I was actually thinking about how, as an element, palladium is a rare and lustrous silvery white metal, like the other platinum group metals. And although it's primarily used now in catalytic converters, which convert up to 90% of harmful gases from the auto exhaust, palladium is also used to make fine black and white art prints. Right there. And palladium even plays a key role in technology, used for fuel cells, combining hydrogen and oxygen to produce electricity, heat, and water. And the thing is, palladium has also been used for jewelry as a replacement for platinum. You know? I think it would be kind of cool to have actually a diamond set in a palladium band instead of a platinum one. I mean, then you'd have one more thing to make it worth talking about. He then asked me, Would you rather have a palladium diamond ring setting or perform at the Hollywood Palladium? Thought about it for a second. I'd rather perform at the Palladium. The ring is just a thing I could get any time. Then I saw the news. The platinum was about to skyrocket in price, and I thought, wait a minute, now might be a good time to get that palladium jewelry before the price of palladium goes up too. I'm going to finish on one short one, and thank you very much, Vito, and this is an awesome place. Thank you, thank you. Last one, this is number 28. Nickel for your thoughts, he said to me. So I had to ask, a nickel? Why? Because a penny's undervalued? And he said, maybe it's because your thoughts are worth so much more than a penny. And I thought, great, 5 times more, but still, it's only a nickel. Besides, a nickel is only about 25% nickel in the first place. But then again, even though there's 3/4 copper in that coin, the cost of the metals is worth more than the coin itself. So maybe I should take him up on his nickel offer. Then I could say my thoughts are worth something.